Hello my gorgeous little pumpkin pies out there, and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to play with the new Hallobean palette from Shroud Cosmetics. This is a collab with the Miss BattyBean. This is their second time collabing. Their first one did so well. It was such a beautiful palette, so they decided to create another one. So I want to create some swatches, create a look, and let you guys know my thoughts on this palette. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree, and I'm just a crazy lover of all things beauty, and I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content. I like to do a lot in any makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. Alright pumpkins, as Miss BattyBean would say every time she does her intro to her video, she says, hello friends. Isn't that so cute? I mean, I'm not as cute as she is, but this is what was in the package. It was a little like tombstone with her little saying. Isn't that so cute, but yet so spooky, so on theme for these like Halloween months, well, month that we're going into. But I'll give you guys like all the info. We can do some swatches together, might as well, because I'm only going to do one look, so I think we have time to do a swatch together because there's only 9 shades in this palette. So this right here is what Shroud Cosmetics, they're an indie brand. It's a one-woman show. She makes really beautiful eyeshadow palettes, and they decided to collab, and she decided to do another collab with Miss BattyBean because their first palette sold so much, like it almost like crashed the internet. Okay, it pretty much overwhelmed the owner. They had did like an open pre-order. They got way more orders than they expected, and so she ran really behind. So it took a while to get that first palette, but this time they were way more prepared and they did like a set pre-order. So it is currently sold out on their website, but it does say that they're going to come back late September, early October to do another pre-order. So I got this fairly quickly because the first palette, I think I waited like 10 months, but it was definitely worth the wait because I love that palette. But I'll show you guys that one to compare. But show you guys up close what the packaging looks like. This goes for $45. Am I correct? No, $42. And they also had little pins that came in a bundle with this too. That was going to be $50. That one's also sold out, but the pins are still there, which are $15. Those pins are really cute. But here is the back of it. It says hello friends. It has little bats. It's so cute and so Halloweeny. And then here's what's inside. There's a mirror. There's more little bats in the background, and I love this one because this one's a little bit more warm, orange leaning. It has some grungy tones in it. It has, I think, maybe 2 multi-chromes. I think these two, this one might be a dual chrome. It looks like it might shift to green. Then it has this beautiful Cheeto orange, has some dark shades. Has a good range in here for a 9-pan palette. I feel like you could do quite a bit with this. And then I'll show you guys quickly to compare to the It's Frickin' Bats palette before we get into the swatches. This is what this one looks like. It also has bats, Halloween theming, and then this is the color story. They're very different. I mean, there's some greens in this one, but overall they're very different. This one leans more cool tone. This one has all the oranges, but I feel like these will complement each other very well. And BattyBean explained that that was like her goal for them to work well together. But I'll make sure to link her launch video, any video she did with looks with this palette, if you want to get all the info, hear her inspiration, her thoughts behind the shades. I can't tell you as much as she could tell you about this palette, but I think we should do some swatches real quick. Might as well, because I want to see how these swatch. And then I'll get into a look and then my final thoughts at the end. So the first row we're going to get into is called Ghastly, which looks like a very black and purple shade. Then there's Afterlife, this Cheeto orange, and then this like greeny, mustardy, murky shade. I love those kind of tones. So those are the 3 shades. And I'll swatch it right up here. So there's that like very black and purple. Then the Cheeto orange. We love a good Cheeto orange on this channel. And then this murky, kind of yellowy green mustardy shade. Oh, I swatched that so weird, but that looks pretty so far. I love grungy shades. Let's get into the next row, and I looked it up. So Woodsboro is a dual chrome that shifts from burnt orange to copper. Perfect for the fall season. There's this beautiful green matte. And then Black Flame says it's a sparkling black base multi-chrome that shifts from purple to orange to yellow to green. Ooh, that looks really pretty. Show you guys on my hand. And then we'll swatch here. I'm getting shadow everywhere. Oh yeah, it's such a beautiful burnt pumpkin-y orange. And then this beautiful green. Ooh, she's pigmented. And then the black flame. Ooh, look at that. Such a black and purple. I can see the green. Ooh, that's pretty. I have to use that on my eyes today. That's my go-to shade. Then we have Ghoulish, which is like an iridescent shade that looks like it has a greeny shift. And then Wicked, which is a like deeper olive green. And here it is, beautiful matte. That's gonna pair so well with this shade up here. Then we have this like iridescent one that looks like it's gonna be a beautiful inner corner highlight. Looks like there's green to this, maybe gold. And then the very last shade, which is that very pigmented, maybe this is more of like a forest green. Well, a little bit olivey, but let me show you guys an up close swatch of all the shades. So that was all of the swatches. Hopefully I did those shadows justice, but I'm gonna zoom you guys in a bit and we're gonna get into this look. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and prime my eyes with the Give Me Glow eyeshadow primer in Parchment. I always go in with a primer. I'm just gonna spread that around, and I'm not gonna set my primer. That's just usually how I prefer to do my eyeshadows. So I'm gonna start off with the shade. I normally like to start off with darker shadows first and then work my way to lighter shades. The shadows seem on the powdery side, so definitely dust off the kickback so you don't get any fallout. But this is such a beautiful deep green shade. These tones are just perfect for, you know, the fall and the, you know, Halloween months and November and everything. I'm totally going to get a lot of use out of this. I know I am. This is totally my kind of color story. Ooh, that is pretty. I think overall this look is going to be very dark. I'm just warning you now. We're going for full-on spookiness, okay? Because that is the theming of this palette. And I want to stick to the theming. So I'm just working this slow. I don't want it to get too out of hand. So I'm also going to bring the shade into the crease too. And I'll go on with a lighter shade in just a moment to blend out the edges. I want to take the shade called It's Showtime right here. And I'm going to use that to go through the crease and blend out the edge of that green ever so slightly. I'm taking the same brush. I did clean it off. And I'll probably bring more green into the front too. Well, we'll see how that works. I'm going to work slowly just so I can get a good gradient and avoid any patchiness. Now I'm going back into the Wicked shade and I'm just building it back up and I'm kind of stamping it all over because I want that multi-chrome to sit over a darker base. Multi-chromes like this do so well with like a very dark base to really have it show like the shifts. It just transforms when you do that, so I'm just putting that everywhere. So I want to take a little bit of Crypt on the edges of that lighter green just to use more shades in the palette since I only have time to do one look. Hopefully I can do something on my Instagram. But this is definitely also a mid-tone. It's not super light, but I thought, hey, why don't we bring some of that color in here? We have a nice little gradient going on. So now I want to get into the shimmer. So I'm going to use this glitter glue from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's called the Glimmer Grasp. I'm testing it out. I've used it once so far and I want to use it again, see how it works with other like shimmer formulas. It's very similar so far to the NYX glitter glue, like how it looks and how it feels and spreads on the lids. So I'm just going to tap that on. I'm not really going to spread it because I don't want to really disturb the shadow that's underneath. And I'm going to cover all over. So now let's get a like kind of flat, thick brush. I'm going to pick up a black flame. I'm going to See if there's any excess on there. And I'm just gonna stamp it everywhere I put that pressed glitter. Ooh, I can really see the purple. Let me get a little closer so you guys can see. Ooh, that's really, really pretty. Hopefully, since we have like green in the crease, it will have that green shift pool. That's what I love about multi-chromes, because depending on what color you pair it with, that will make that shift, you know, usually stand out more. Woohoo! Isn't that pretty and like dark and smoky and sexy? And I think it pairs really nicely with the green mats. And now I want to go in a little bit with Afterlife, like maybe a little orange in the inner portion. Why not? Why not? I'm gonna pick it up with the same brush that I just used. I cleaned it off, and I'm gonna spray it with some water because it's gonna kind of sit over just the shadow and not really the glitter glue. I'm just gonna put some right here, just to brighten like the inner portion. Oh yeah, it's sitting on top really well. Just ever so slightly. I mean, it's not gonna pick up as Cheeto orange as it is because it's sitting over that multi-chrome. But this is what you can do if you wanna like transform a shade. Layering metallics can definitely switch things up. So I just wanna focus it right there. That's it. I kind of slowly mesh it a little bit on the edges so it looks like it's nice and diffused. I'm going to do everything the same on the lower lash line. I'm not going to get crazy or too creative down there. I'm just going to go in with the green. I'm just taking that and I'm going to blend out the edges like with the green and a little bit of Crip. I now want to take a little bit of Ghastly, the very blackened purple shade, and I'm going to use that on the outer edge. I feel like it's going to smoke up the look even more. I'm going to dust off the excess because there's a lot of kickback in that pan. I'm going to try to avoid any kind of staining. But yeah, that is adding even more depth. It's definitely deeper than the Wicked shade. So I'm just going to focus it only on the outer corner just to add a little bit more. Why not, right? So now let's do the inner corner highlight and I shall be done with this look. So we're going to go into Ghoulish. And pick it up on this Kaleidos, or no, this is I think from Clionadh, no, Farrah. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna spray it. And this one has green to it, so it's gonna pair probably very nicely with this. Ooh, yes, it's like an icy iridescent limey green shimmer, and it's definitely giving me a nice little pop. Just blending it a little bit up into the crease and up onto the lid. And a little bit down here. And there we go, guys. I think that's all the shades that I want to use. I think I used everyone except for Losers Club. That is pretty good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the eye look off camera, lashes, mascara, you know, all that fun stuff. And then I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I'm back, and here's the completed look. Yes, I went a little extra off camera, but I'll show you guys what I did. Like, look at this. It is so dramatic and like spooky and swampy, and I adore it. I did put on some gems, like these pink kind of fuchsia gems. I put a little green gem in the inner corner, and I went in with the Huda Beauty liner to create a wing. I tight lined with the ColourPop liner in Swerve. Just right there. I wanted to keep the smokiness going. I also used my favorite Beauty For Real High Def mascara. And then for my lips, I went in with something very dark and dramatic. This is a very blackened purple shade, but this is from Kaleidos. This is one of their Cloud Lab lip clays in Queen of the Night, which is so appropriate for the theme and the kind of look that I'm going for. And I feel like this time of year, you can just totally rock dark lipsticks and it just fits with the season. I love it. So this is all I did off camera. I know I went a little extra. I could not help myself, but this palette made me feel very dark and mysterious. And I love how it turned out. The mix of the purple, greens, the orange, the gems, everything. So I am really loving this palette. So I'm going to zoom you guys out give you my like final first impressions, and then I'll wrap up this video. All right, my spooky loves, we are at the end of this video, and I think this is a really nice palette. It's pretty, it was easy to work with. I feel like the mattes are very buildable, they're blendable. I would just say work slowly with the darker shades. They do have some fallout, so you might want to do your face makeup before you go into these shades, or definitely dust off as much excess as you can, because I have a little bit of staining under my eyes, but I like to do things the hard way. I always do my face makeup first for some reason. But besides that, you pack them on, you slowly blend out the edges, you can get a nice diffuse blend. I think all the shades really complement one another. I love the tones in here. And I feel like you can really do some completed looks. You can go very green, very orange. You can lean a little bit more purple. I just love the tones in here. I think the multichromes are really pretty and creamy, and I am just happy with how this turned out. I had so much fun playing with this. I think it's so cute. I love the theme. I love all the spooky Halloween vibes that it gives me, and I think this is going to pair really nice with the It's Frickin' Bats palette. If you already have this one and you're like planning to get this one, you picked it up, I think they're gonna just make beautiful looks together. But guys, that was my thoughts on this palette, my look, my swatches, and everything. You will have to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Did you pick up this palette or did you pass? Like, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video and you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot of indie makeup, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. I'd love to have you here. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I'll have the palette linked where you can find it. I'll have other videos of mine if you're interested in watching those as well. I'll also link the rest of my makeup that I'm wearing in case you're curious. I will also have my contact and my social media platforms. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to check me out over there and join my Instagram fam, I would really, really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, supporting me. I really appreciate it. But I just hope you guys are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you all so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.